Their initial plan gets thrown off a little bit, and that sort of messes up their day. And so I know how easy it is if I were to choose something different that could potentially send me over my calories for the day or screw up my other nutrition goals. And so what I want to walk you through now is a tactic that I share with our members that works really, really well to make sure that if there is a change in plan, you can make sure that you stay on track despite that change. I already had my first meal of the day. I had breakfast, and I've since gone to the gym and worked out, and now I'm trying to figure out what to eat for my second meal of the day. Now, the meal that I would typically eat around this time, I can't have because I'm actually missing some of the ingredients. I forgot to pick them up at the store this week, and that's shaking things up a little bit. And this is a situation that I see commonly with the members in our program. All you're going to do is you're going to work backwards throughout all the meals you're going to have for the entire day. Now, this doesn't just work if your original plan is thrown off. It also works when you're traveling. It works if you know you're going out to dinner for a special occasion. If you work backwards, all that means is you're going to go into your food logging app, whichever software you use, and you're going to log the meal that you're planning to have later in the day right now so that you know how many calories you have left within your budget. So if you go to my food log here, you can see I already tracked breakfast. I've since gone to the gym. And so now I'm going to track my very last meal of the day. This is my before bed snack. I'd like to have something sweet to end the day. And that is usually Greek yogurt, so I can make sure I get a little bit of protein and chocolate chips. Now, yes, I recognize this is a lot of chocolate chips, over 300 calories. And really what this means is that you too can work treats into your day and not have it derail all of your progress as long as you appropriately plan for it. So I know that I'm spending these calories on chocolate chips at the end of my day, and so I account for that in my other meals. So now that I've logged my last meal of the day, I'm gonna log the one before it. Now that's my typical dinner. It's gonna be some form of protein, in this case, the frozen chicken breast chunks from Costco, mixed with a little bit of barbecue sauce and some frozen veggies. It's simple, it's easy, it's relatively low calorie for the amount of food that I get, and it's incredibly satisfying. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna track that dinner, again, working backwards in my day. So we have the chicken, going into my history here, we have the vegetables and we have the barbecue sauce, and I'm gonna have that probably around 6 or 7 p.m. So now that that's in my log, I've had my last meal of the day, I have dinner logged, I have breakfast logged from earlier today, and that leaves me with about 600 calories left. I'm sitting at around 2,000, my goal is 2,600. I have about 160 grams of protein. My technical goal is around 220, 225. Personally, as long as I'm above 200 grams, that satisfies it for me. You can see I'm a little over my carbs for the day, but that's okay because I'm under my fats for the day, so it works itself out from a caloric perspective. So now I have about 600 calories left, and I need probably about 40 grams of protein in order to stay on track with my goal. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my kitchen and I'm gonna rummage around what I have based on what my appetite's calling for, what I have time to make, or what I feel inclined to make. And those are the two goals that I need to fulfill in this next meal, is it needs to be 600 calories or less and have at least 40 grams of protein. Now that gives me a lot more clarity into what foods I can fit into this meal and what I can't, to make sure that even though my original plan was thrown off, it's not going to derail my entire day. And it's a simple strategy that you can use too, regardless of what your current goals are. If you're not tracking your calories, I recommend you start doing so because it builds more awareness around what you're doing, and it gives you the ability to implement strategies like this, working backwards, so that you know where you're spending your calories and you know before you eat if you're gonna go over or if something fits in your day. Because remember, once you've eaten something, you can't take it back. But when you work backwards and you pre-log it, if something doesn't fit, you can scratch it, start over, and pick something else.